Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Come on, it's a beautiful day and we're here to roll up some turf. How are you doing today? My name is Joel Clark and I am the Executive Director for Denver Parks and Recreation. We're going to start with our land acknowledgement, and I want to give a thank you to the Denver City Council and to the Denver American Indian Commission for creating this land acknowledgement. Academic and cultural institutions were founded upon and continue to enact exclusions and erasures of Indigenous peoples. May this acknowledgement demonstrate a commitment to working to dismantle ongoing legacies of oppression and inequities and recognize the current and future contributions of Indigenous communities in Denver. Let us continue to be good stewards of the land and continue to honor our past today and into the future. We recognize that this land has been home to many generations before us, and we honor their legacy and the natural beauty that enriches our lives. Well, whether you call it landscape transformation, Colorado-scaping, nature-scaping, or anything else, what we're doing here today is simple. And most importantly, it's bringing nature back into the city. And it's what DPR has been doing across the city for years now. All across town, you've probably seen areas in our parks go from traditional bluegrass to a more wild landscape. And these landscapes provide a color palette that ebbs and flows throughout the seasons. It is time to say goodbye to thirsty bluegrass in areas where it doesn't serve a recreational purpose, and to bring back native landscapes to our urban core. As we like to say at Parks and Recreation, it's in Denver's nature. Today, we're kicking off the replacement of approximately 1 acre of non-functional bluegrass right here at our city and county building. This is not only projected to save us water each year, which you'll hear more about today, it's also inviting pollinators into these spaces and helping preserve the important wildlife ecosystem that calls Denver home. This is all part of our goal to creating a more resilient ecosystem all across our city. In preparation for the realities of drought, DPR has spent the last several years proactively modernizing our irrigation systems and redesigning landscapes to build a more resilient park system to prepare for moments like this. Investments in modern irrigation technology and smarter landscape design are already helping us save significant water and operate more efficiently. And now, with the landscape transformation here at the City and County Building, these efforts will be front and center. The new irrigation system we're installing here will be connected to the system in Civic Center Park, contributing to operational efficiencies both for the City and County Building and for our park operations teams. And we will save an estimated 1 million gallons of water each year from this project. I'm going to say that one more time, then we're really going to give it up. One more time. We will save an estimated 1 million gallons of water a year from this project. In addition to that water savings, this space will serve as a mini botanic garden and a living reminder that reducing our water use is critical, especially in times like these. The plants we're putting in here may take some time to establish, and we invite you to come back often to watch as the landscape is fully transformed. Throughout the project, there will be educational signage to engage the public, and we encourage everyone to learn more about the benefits of native landscaping, hoping to inspire all Denverites, starting right here at our City and County Building. A project like this doesn't happen without a lot of people working really hard, so I have a few thank yous that I'm going to give out here. I've got a ton of people from the DPR team. If you work for Denver Parks and Recreation, raise your hand. Greatest team on the planet, give it up. Couple people I'm going to shout out. Gordon Robertson, who runs our planning, design, and construction team. We have a whole bunch of people from that team. Sensei, who is lead on our landscape transformations, and Duncan, who is working on this project. Give it up for them. I saw Julie in the house and our entire greenhouse team for growing 20,000 plants for this project at our very own greenhouse. Give it up for Julie and the greenhouse team. And then Park Ops, I saw John and Nate here, who Nate participated in every part of this design to make sure that we're not just building something that will be beautiful on day one, we're building something that can be maintained and beautiful for years and years to come. So thank you to our park operations team. Give it up for them. Also, our awesome park rangers and our marketing communications team, Yoli and her team, for helping put together events like this so that we can celebrate the awesome things that we're doing. Also, give it up for them. Also want to give a huge thank out to the mayor, who you'll hear from in just a second, and the entire mayor's office for their support of this project. Give it up for them. Denver Water, you'll hear from Alan Salazar in a second, but also Austin and B for their support of this project. Give it up for Denver Water. Could not do this or our other transformations without them. And then the partners helping build this, our landscape architecture firm, Superbloom, for the design you'll see pictures of up here. It's gonna be so beautiful. Thank you to Superbloom and our contractor who's delivering this project, Western States Reclamation. Give it up for them. And then you also hear from Councilman Hinds, Mr. Downtown himself, who's here and is a constant supporter of everything that we are doing in downtown, and projects like this. Couldn't do it without you, Councilman, and you'll hear from him in just a second. Give it up for Councilman and his office. And I think we have a couple members of our Parks and Rec Advisory Board. I see Kim, I'm not sure if there are other people here, but our whole board. Give it up for our Parks and Recreation Board. It takes a village to do cool projects, and this is one of the coolest projects, so it took a whole village. And with that, I'm gonna turn it over to somebody who needs no introduction, but has been an absolute champion and supporter of not only helping lead our city to reduce our emissions so that we can curb the effects of climate change, but also in investing in projects like this that ensure that we are building a city that is resilient and can survive the effects we're already feeling from a changing climate. So with that, give it up for our mayor, Mayor Mike Johnston!
Great to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. I try to travel with Joel all the time because I feel so much better about myself whenever I get to do an event with him. It is almost so bright in Denver, it's impossible not to wear shades. That's a good sign for the city. But I also want to echo a huge thank you to our Parks and Rec team, who's done a fantastic job, not just maintaining the space, but creating the vision to transform it. So grateful to our partners at Denver Water. Excited to introduce Alan in a minute. And of course, to Councilman Hinds and our council partners. I just want to say a couple things about why we're most excited about this day. As you may know, we have two things we're working on at the same time here. You may have seen in our citywide goal this year around climate, one of our priorities is to convert 50 acres of green infrastructure. That means trying to reduce heat islands, trying to move more and more asphalt or concrete into being more native grasses and natural grasses. And it's also being able to convert from what is high water usage open space to what is far more native and natural open space. And so on this project specifically, we're really focused on that second criteria of when you have open space, how do you use it, and how do you use it in ways that matches the Denver landscape, that matches Denver's ecology, and that matches Denver's water demand. And so what we're trying to do here is have the city, and particularly right here at City Hall, lead by example. We know the whole state is facing tough water conditions this year. Low snow year means low water year for all of us. When summertime comes, we all have to adjust. So as we are all looking for ways that we can reduce and minimize the use of water, there's no better way to do it than to take what has been a very thirsty Kentucky bluegrass infrastructure and convert it back to these native grasses that will be able to be even more beautiful than the existing bluegrass, but far more functional. And so what we're going to show the rest of the city is, if you're thinking about what to do with that front yard or that tree lawn or maybe some of your backyard even, there are amazing ways to landscape it with native grasses that will impress your neighbors. You won't have to mow it. You don't have to water it nearly as much. Fantastic for those of us who might be in charge of mowing. And also can conserve water all across the city. And so this is an incredible opportunity for us to do that. And we want one of the most iconic and beautiful buildings in the state to also be a great exemplar for how you can keep iconic, beautiful spaces and have them be wild, and have them be natural, and have them be native to the region in which they've grown up. And so that is what this project is about today, is to be a real exemplar for the rest of the city, the rest of the country, about what's possible to both keep our city beautiful and have it use a lot less water. So we're delighted to have you join for today. I think I will do a short summary in español, if I can do that, and I'll give it to Councilman Hinds. Gracias a todos para llegar aquí hoy. Hoy anunciamos un cambio aquí en frente del Town Hall. Que vamos a hacer es que vamos a cambiar ese Kentucky Bluegrass, que normalmente era la tierra y la hierba aquí, y vamos a cambiarla a tierra que es más nativa a Denver. Y lo que va a pasar aquí es que va a salvar más que 1 millón de gallons de agua cada año. Entonces vamos a usar menos agua, vamos a tener un sitio muy bonito, pero además vamos a usar hierbas que son nativas aquí de Denver. Entonces, usted también puede hacerlo en tu casa o tu negocio, que puede usar hierbas como esos, que usan menos de agua y también son bonitos. Entonces, gracias por venir a todos. Y with that, I'm delighted to turn it over to my partner in crime, amazing advocate and champion for downtown, your very own councilman from District 10, Chris Hinds. You got both.
I guess you can't contain me. I need two microphones. And the speaker, this would be a great time for the speaker to go out. Anyway, hi, my name is Chris Hinds. I serve on Denver City Council representing the Center City. If you don't know where District 10 is, you are in it. I want to talk a little bit about human evolution in 3 minutes. From the beginning of time, we humans have always had a connection with the planet. We've always, when we were hunters and gatherers, we used the planet to our advantage to help trap and get food. Then we started fencing in livestock, and we started using the planet and fences to help us eat and develop as a civilization. We started creating castles and other ways to have a community that was even more stationary. But even in castles, we still had a direct connection to the planet, as in there was the earth beneath everyone's feet. It wasn't until the 1950s where we fully, as a community, fully divested ourselves from the planet. We now, in our center city, particularly in District 10, we have concrete around us, all around us. We have the tall buildings, we have concrete, and we've kind of forgotten about our connection to the planet. And I think that's a miss. We need to make sure that we return to our planet. We need to make sure that if we continue to want density and to have density in our center city, which I think is great also for the planet, for us to have density, we also need to make sure that we can, as a species, remember that we have this intractable connection to our planet. So throughout civilization, we've gotten further and further away from that connection. We in the city believe that it is important, that it is part of Denver's core value, not only to conserve, but to remember that we and the planet are intertwined. We are intractable. We must operate together. And so I see this as an opportunity for us to return to that relationship. We need that to have additional density. We need that to have more people living in our center city, which I think is a great thing too. But we have to have that connection. And this is our opportunity to demonstrate in our front yard, in the very the seat of power here in our city. We're demonstrating with our values right in front of City Hall that we are going to we're going to take that trajectory of moving away further and further from the planet. We're going to say, no, let's go back closer to the planet. And that's what I see. It's always hard to go after our best hype man ever, Jolan Clark, and our mayor, who is just a visionary and can come up with amazing speeches just off the cuff. He already said some of the things that I was going to say, so I had to kind of cut my my thoughts short. But fortunately, we have one other amazing individual here in the speaker lineup. Alan Salazar was a former chief of staff for our previous mayor. He knows the city inside and out. He knows this building inside and out, and he knows the challenges that we as a civilization are facing inside and out now as the CEO of Denver Water. And so I'm very excited that we can have a continued partnership with Alan Salazar and Denver Water. Give it up for Alan Salazar.
Well, thank you, Councilman Hinds, and thanks for having Denver Water participate in rolling up some turf and kicking off a transformative landscape change here at the City and County Building, a place, as Councilman Hinds noted, I know well and hold dear. As you know, winter took a vacation this year, and Colorado did not get the snowpack we need to avoid what looks to be a record-breaking drought for much of the southwestern part of the United States. So on top of all the many challenges facing our community, we have drought to manage as well. To meet this challenge and conserve supply for next year, we've initiated restrictions on all Denver Water customers to cut water use, particularly outdoor irrigation, by 20%. And there's no better way to meet this goal and at the same time enhance our living space than by replacing thirsty turf grass with drought-tolerant plants. They used to be called xeriscaping, but we are branding as Coloradoscaping. The more resilient our landscapes are, the better prepared we are to get through dry times. And Coloradoscaping has the added benefit of enhancing the natural beauty of our communities and better adapting to our environment and climate. Denver Water has championed landscape transformation for many years. And while I get the attention today, I want to acknowledge the work of my colleagues who are here. Rick Marsachek, Greg Fisher, B. Stratton are here today. They do the actual work and the heavy lifting in this space running our program. And I invite you to call on their expertise and wisdom if you are interested in knowing more about the program. Denver is not the only city we serve, and our drought restrictions will impact 1.5 million people altogether. But our partnership with our largest city and the example Denver sets can be of great value. So I want to particularly thank Mayor Mike Johnston, City Councilman Hinds and his colleagues, and of course Joel and Clark and the Denver Department of Parks and Recreation for their leadership in addressing this challenge. Shout out as well to another city colleague, Liz Babcock and her team at CASR, for the work they do in our partnership in addressing climate. We are also supportive of Denver's efforts to develop a resilient landscape code. This initiative aligns perfectly actually with our shared vision of making Denver even more vibrant and beautiful while conserving water. Mayor, you will appreciate something my former boss, not Mayor Hancock, but when I served as Chief of Staff to Congressman and later Senator Mark Udall, he used to say that no matter what laws we pass, no matter what regulations or how many regulations we create, Mother Nature bats last. And this drought is an uncomfortable reminder of the wisdom behind those words and a call to action. Climate change is not a hoax. It is an emerging reality for our communities and a reminder that we need to align our work and our lives in ways that support the natural environment we depend on to sustain our prosperity into the future. That's what this project is all about, and I'm honored to represent Denver Water and the 1,100 employees that work every day to provide water to this community, and just thank you for the opportunity.
All right, one more. Give it up for everybody who had a hand in getting this done and getting us to today. Now we're going to do the really hard work of pulling some of this turf, rolling it up, getting it on a wheelbarrow, getting it out of here. I've been told if we don't get this done in the next 10 minutes, the whole project schedule could be thrown off. It's critical work we're about to do with that sod over there. So if I can get everybody up, the speakers up here to roll some sod and put it in the wheelbarrow.
Is it close enough now for the wheelbarrow?
Sure. No. I'll miss, but isn't that part of the fun?
Hey, it's Nuggets playoff time. We got to see how you're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
I got him.
All right. Look at the cameras before we roll.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Roll the deliver. Get us started, Councilman.
All right. Oh, no nuggets for me. I could have just
driven you over.
Yeah,
It was more fun. You want to take a second shot?
oh, sure, yeah.
Now it's a slam dunk.
Time for the layup.
Aaron Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Jose, help me out.
Keeping the project on schedule.
It's compost. We're done.
Is that it?
Questions? Do we do questions or no?
We're good?
Yeah, we're
all good.
Okay.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you all.
Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for our Parks and Rec team. There's the beautiful world that's coming.